can't believe I am here again. Exactly a year later, I am here again. Yo, wow. Hi guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. You obviously can tell from the title that I do not come bearing good news. And the funny thing is, if you go back to my videos this time last year, there is a video of me talking about the exact same thing I'm about to talk about, just with a different company. So it's just funny how so much can change in a year, but so much can stay the same in a year. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I quit my job with no plan B, and whew. Okay, so this time last year, I had been working for this company. It's an NGO, and I had worked for it for 2 years. And it was an amazing company. I loved the job. It's an NGO, so I mean the work was fulfilling. Like, you were doing things for the community, working with the LGBTQI community, and it was just, I loved every part of my job. Like, if it wasn't for change of management, I would definitely still be with that company. So I had been in that company for about 2 years. I'm basically now just like summarizing this video that I shot last year. But the reason why I'm summarizing it is because I want you guys to understand what pushed me to doing this again a year later. So anyway, I had been working for this NGO company, and management changed. When management changed, that's when my life was just we got a new manager, and she just didn't like me, from hello. Like, when someone just meets you and you and this person are not about to get along. So I stayed with the company under her management for about 7 months, and it just got to a point where I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, she used to belittle me, shout at me. It was just bullying. And we were working from home, and I was staying at home in Durban at that time last year, and there'll be times where Alwanda would come home from school at like 1:30 because she's still in primary school. And obviously from 1:30 I'm still working. And there'll be times where she'll be shouting at me in front of my daughter. And in my head, I'd just be like, what am I teaching my child? I'm teaching my child that people can speak to you in any type of way just because they have some power over you. So there were so many things that happened. And one day, Alwanda herself was just like, Mom, why don't you just quit? And I was just like, okay, as much as obviously Alwanda doesn't understand the implications and repercussions of quitting a job when you don't have another one, I'm just going to take it in. I spoke to my mom, I spoke to my sister, because those are the people who would have to support me if I didn't have a job. And both of them were just like, and my mom was worse, because my mom was living in the house with me, and she would overhear these conversations with this woman shouting at me, belittling me at every chance she gets over Microsoft Teams. And there was a point even when my mom wanted to be like, pick up the phone and be like, hey, stop talking to my chat like that. But I was just like, you know what, Mom, I got this. So by the time I had the conversation with my mom was just like, no, quit, bruh. Like, quit. You have a roof over your head. You have support. You have family. And at that time, because I lived at home, quitting was easy. So the only thing that I had to basically take care of was my own debit orders, which was like car, insurance, the usual. So fast forward to a year later, I have made a decision to do the same thing I did last year. The only difference now, well, there's a lot of differences. The difference now is that I moved my children to Joburg because that's where my life is. I'm not under my mom's roof, so I don't have my mom's backing anymore. I mean, I have her backing, but like, I don't have her roof. I have my own. So making this decision did not come as easy as making it last year. I have been with this company for, I'm not going to dwell too much about the company, because it's not the company that pushed me out, it's one person. So I've been with this company since November last year, so less than a year. And it was literally, you would have seen from my vlogs, like, it was the best company I've ever worked for. It gave me a chance to be a full-time mom. I was a present mom. It gave you a chance to, it wasn't strict with time. So if my daughter Alanda had a game at 3 o'clock, I was able to leave the office as long as, the work is done. It was that type of environment. It was a perfect environment for me to thrive as a mother, especially being a single mother, because I have to be there for everything for both my children. So it was actually, so I don't have an issue with the company. So anyway, I had been with this company for, I guess, since November last year. I don't know how many months that has been. Was it 9 or 10? I don't know. And as mentioned, it was amazing up until, I think, July. So I had been working with this person since I started working there, and everything was fine. And in July, she got a well-deserved promotion. But unfortunately, that well-deserved promotion just came with a lot. When it seems like we've been cool, we've been friends, not friends maybe, but we've been cool, and it's like lo muntu bekalinde this promotion to shit on me. So okay, July, I think, like, I started noticing some things, the way she'd speak to me, a bit disrespectful tones, micromanagement. The micromanagement had been there before, but I think it wasn't as hectic as it was when she got the promotion. And the reason why I left my previous company, it was the micromanagement, because one thing about micromanagement, it comes with disrespect. You cannot micromanage someone if you respect them. So micromanage will always be laced with disrespect, and I do not take disrespect in friendships, in relationships, and in the workplace. So I could see where this was going. July was my birthday. I think I was off for like 2 weeks, and also I was just on a high. Like, it was my birthday, the kids were not around, I was out every weekend. I was not paying attention to any negative things around me. I was just like, hey man, I'm happy. So I think a lot of things I was able to just like brush over. And August was just like, okay, cool. When August started, she started with me. So we had like a back and forth on email. She sends me a disrespectful email, and when I reply with disrespect, she obviously didn't expect me to reply with disrespect, and now all of a sudden it's, ooh, Amanda's disrespectful. No, I'm giving you the same energy that you give me. Guys, I don't care who you are in life. If you come at me incorrectly, I will come at you with the same disrespect. Don't think that you can talk to me any type of way. I wasn't raised like that. I was raised to stand up for myself, especially against bullies. So no one can talk to me. My own parents don't speak to me in a disrespectful way. My grandparents, no one who raised me ever spoke to me in a disrespectful way. So if I wasn't taught that at home, what makes you think that in my adulthood I'm going to take disrespect just because you are in a position of power? I don't. I will not. I have not, and I won't start today. I try to change. Like, sometimes it's just like, okay, cool, let me change to accommodate this person. Maybe this person is just who they are. They're a micromanager, and how do I then fit my personality? Because it's a personality thing. It was never about work. One thing I know for sure in my life, even when I quit in my previous company, no one can ever come to me and say, Amanda slacked in this job. You can never, that one thing you can never have on me. I'm good at what I do, and I think that's why for me it's so easy to bounce at places, because you are not coming at me because of my work. You are coming at me because you don't like my personality. And the reason why I don't like my personality is because I'm not bowing down to you. Even before recording this video, I thought, oh, maybe, if I post this video, I'm like, someone who might want to hire me might see it and maybe like not want to hire me anymore. And then I was just like, but why would I want to work with or for someone who has an issue with the kind of person I am? I do get that in corporate, it's more about your personality than it is about your work. It's about the sucking up. It's about the are you fitting in? It's about, and I know a lot of introverts don't survive in corporate because corporate wants people, especially black girls, to always be like, hi, and be like the laughing types and stuff. And I'm not that person at work. I'm an extrovert in real life, but like, at work, I'm I came here to work and I'm leaving. I'll make a friend here and there. I'm not gonna ask you about your cats and your dogs. I don't care. Because unfortunately, we've been expected to just be like, oh, how's your cat doing? Oh, how's your dog? No one ever asked me about my children. So why should I care? Because we obviously don't care about each other like that. So I don't do small talk like that. I don't laugh about things that I don't find funny. Unless if it's funny, I laugh. But I'm here to work and I'm bouncing. If you don't like that, then you don't like me. So it got to a point where, you know, when someone is just like, I can't come for you for your work, what am I going to come for you? What am I going to come at you for? It became little things like admin stuff. She doesn't like that I wrote 27 July instead of 2707. This person was telling me what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and if I don't do things at her time, then it becomes a big deal. And when I tell you guys, it was never about work. It was a matter of reply to my email. She would be mad that I wasn't replying to her emails fast enough. She'd be mad that, oh Jesus, I did not have a good, August was a horrible month. And I knew one day, it was, I think, the 29th of August. I think it was a Monday. I came home and I fetched Milani at school. No, I actually didn't. I asked Alwande to Uber to go fetch Milani at school because I stayed late at work. And I came home and Alwande had cleaned and she had tried to cook. She had tried to feed Milani. She had just done everything to make my life easier when I got home. But because of the stress I was getting at work, I got home and I started screaming at my children. I just started shouting at them, and I think because, you know, when you like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, you know, when you like being belittled every day, you're gonna want a way to get your power back. And unfortunately that day I took it out on my kids. I guess that was me trying to like get my power back, and I took it out on my kids and I just started shouting for no absolute reason. I try my best to not shout at my kids. I try my best to do gentle parenting. I always try my best to not raise my children the way I was raised. My mom never shouted at my sister and I, but like my mom was there, but there were other people too. My aunts were there and they used to shout at me, and I know what that does. So I always promise myself that my kids are never going to experience being screamed at and shouted at. I came home and I shouted at my kids, and for the first time in 14 years, I made Alwande cry. I don't know why I didn't get tissue, because I knew I was going to cry. Let me just get tissue. I shouted at my daughter and she cried, and that's when I knew. That's when I knew that I can't do this. I don't need to be here. And I knew that things are not going to change. I tried to change to fit into this girl's personality, to make sure that I always make her happy, but nothing I did was good enough for her. So when I then came home, guys, I made a video last year talking about how much I love my kids, but I hate motherhood. I still do. I don't like motherhood. Motherhood is a lot of pressures. It's just a lot. But this year I made a decision to consciously wake up every day intentionally. Yay, electricity's back. Sorry guys, we had load shedding. This year I made a decision to consciously want to enjoy motherhood and be in it and be immersed in it. And the reason why is because this channel, since I started this channel and I started talking about these things, you guys, your comments about how I make motherhood seem so easy, your comments about how you guys watch my channel and believe that you can do it too, like all your positive comments made me realize that, you know what, maybe motherhood is my purpose. Maybe this is what I want to do. Maybe this is what I came here to do. Like, maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, maybe I'm just supposed to be a good mom, because you guys, you don't understand how much, like, your comments, like, you fuel me so much. And when I then made a decision that, you know what, my purpose is to be a mother and I'm going to be a great mother. And now I'm in an environment that compromises that. And these are my children and I'm their only parent. And now I'm coming home and screaming at my children. Also, I screamed at Alwande on a day where I was supposed to come home and be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, baby girl. She came home, she cleaned. She cooked. She fed Milani. She even bathed Milani that day. All I needed to do was come home and sleep. But that's the day I came home and shut on my children because of some girl who thinks that I'm worth disrespect in the office. So that's the day. I think it was the 29th of August. I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. I woke up the following day. I sent a message to my boss saying that I'm working from home today. And in that working from home, I wanted to just like try to properly think that, and think about, do I want to be in this company? And maybe think that, and try to rid the previous nice emotions and try to like, okay, let's have a new day and let me do it from home, because if I go to that office, because I flipped on my children, I'm going to want to flip on the person who made me flip on my children. So I was just like, let me not do that. So I worked from home that day, and it's the same day Aranda also didn't go to school because I think she was just traumatized from the previous day. We both didn't go. I didn't go to work. Alana didn't go to school. And on that day, I had a meeting with clients, and this girl who basically I'm talking about, let's call her Megan. Megan was obviously going to be running the meeting. It's her meeting. The minute the cameras came on and switched on and I saw her face, I had to switch my camera on, and I literally broke down. And Alwande heard me from her room, and she came, literally picked me up from the floor. My teenage daughter came and picked me up from the floor. Listen, I'm all about, my children see me cry all the time. You guys see me cry all the time. I'm probably the most vulnerable person that I know. I do not have an issue with crying, and I do not have an issue with my children seeing me cry. I believe that it will make them realize that being human is okay, being vulnerable is okay. So I don't have an issue with my children seeing me cry, but I have an issue with the reason why my children see me cry. I'd never ever want my children to believe that you need to stick out a job just because you need the money. I never ever want my children to think that it's okay to cry every day because of a job just because you need the money. No amount of money is worth your happiness. No amount of money is worth your mental health. None of that. I grew up poor. And as much as obviously money buys happiness, I'm not gonna lie, money affords us a lot of happiness. In growing up poor, obviously I want to make money, and I want to make sure that my children never experience what I experienced. But in all of that, I grew up poor, but one thing I would always remember about my childhood is that my mom was there. My mom was there for my sister and I. There were times where she couldn't be there, but when she was there, it was good times. My mom was always laughing and smiling with us despite the circumstances, despite not eating, despite us not having anything. My mom was there, and she was present when she could, and we were happy. And for me, I had to make a decision about, do I become an physically absent and also mentally absent mom from my children, but make sure that they have the best of the best money can buy? Or do I become a present mom emotionally and physically, even if it's like a back room, even if we eat pap every day, but my kids and I are going to have each other? And I obviously chose the latter. I'm choosing the latter. Nothing is worth me not being a good mother. No amount of money is worth me being an abusive mother, because what I did that day, coming home and shouting at my kids like that, that's abuse. And I refuse to take abuse from the workplace. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you pay me. I don't care. I refuse to be gaslit. I refuse to be spoken down to. I refuse to be disrespected, disregarded, micromanaged. I refuse to go through all of those things. I work hard. I have 12 years experience in what I do, and I know I'm good at what I do. And that's why for me, it irritates me the most, because everyone who's ever had a problem with me in the workplace, it's never about my work. It is never about my work. It's always about my personality. And unfortunately, that's just corporate. And I know a lot of women go through the absolute most in the workplace, and they stick it out. I know a lot of black women cry every day in the workplace, and they stick it out. And my heart goes out to you guys, because we all wired differently. Some of us, me, Personally, I do not stay in places that make me feel that way, but I know that our responsibilities are not the same. Some of you guys are like taking care of your entire family. Some of you guys have responsibilities beyond what you should be going through. So I understand that not everyone can just stand up and quit. But me, I know that leaving a job with no plan B is extremely scary, but I think that for me, it has become easier over the years, because once you do it once, you can do it over and over and over again. And one thing, I think we all do have it, but in this instance, I'm talking about myself. I have faith. I don't walk alone. As mentioned, you guys, I know we all don't, but this is about me. I don't walk alone. I've got my grandmother's prayers. I've got my mother's prayers. I've got my ancestors backing me up. I've got God backing me up. So to be in environments, the past 2 environments that I was in, my previous job, my boss used to say shit like, oh my God, basically, don't forget that you're a single mom of 2. Which for me, it's implying that I need to take disrespect because I don't have a choice, because these kids need me. And I'm just like, one time she said it in front of my mom, and my mom was just like, what does she mean, don't forget you've got 2 kids? Does she think, Uguti, you don't have anyone in this world who's going to take care of you and these 2 kids should anything happen to you? And yesterday, the same person who pushed me out of this company wanted to have a conversation with me. One day I might... She says to me that she would like for us to respect each other by not talking bad about each other, because I'm a single mom, I'm going to need a job, and when people call her for... When people call her for a reference, she needs to be able to say good things about me. And I was just like, nah, guys, My ex-boss did the same thing. Well, I'm just like, you guys treat people like... I saw this other tweet from this friend of mine saying, sometimes I wonder at work, do they treat me this way because she lost both her parents? And I'm just like, I was so sad that she said that. And but it hit me that in places and people outside work, you get treated differently because people think that you need them. People think that you're nothing without them. That my friend, her example is, people treat her like shit because she doesn't have parents. In my case, it's people treat me like shit because they know I don't have my baby daddy's support. I'm a single mom of 2. So I think people treat you in a certain way because they know that uzoyapi or uzokhulunyelwa ubani, who's gonna back you up. You don't have parents, who's gonna back you up? When you need this job, your baby daddy's left you, who's gonna back you up? And I'm just like, nah, guys, like, it's not like with me. One thing I do know for sure, I don't know. I'm hoping that by the time you guys watch this, by the time you watch this at the end of September, I have a job offer or I have some freelance gig. I have something to push me through. But whether I have it or not, I know for sure that mina nabantwana bam angeke sihlale singadlile. Mina nabantwana bam angeke singabi neroof. Me and my kids are going to be okay. We're going to have a roof over our shoulders, over our heads, and we're going to eat. We're going to eat every night. So I hate this feeling. I hate who I was to my children. So I had to make a decision to be a better person. And as mentioned earlier on, I was skeptical about making this video because I was like, oh, what if my potential employer watches this? And I'm just like, if my potential employer watches this video and feels like they're not going to hire me based on this video, then that's not the kind of person I would have wanted to work for or work with anyway. So I'm good with that. A lot of people say shit like, oh, you guys think I'm Sebenzin, you're supposed to be happy, just work and leave. No, we spend 8 hours at work. We spend most of our time at work. And if you're not happy at work, when are you happy? Because you get home, you're grumpy, you make dinner. It's kind of cynical. Life is way too short for me to be unhappy. I don't care if I'm poor. I've been poor. Obviously, my biggest fear in life is being poor again. But I think because I've been poor, it's like, and I survived, well, how is it going to be different this time? You know, I think those are the things that I tell myself to make myself feel better and push through and pull through the situation. But this is where I am. This is where I am. An unemployed mother of two, single mother of two. And I do believe that something's gonna come up. I do believe that God's got my back. I do believe that I have worked, as mentioned, I've worked for 12 years in the industry. I have made a very good name for myself. I've got a great reputation in the industry. I know that even if I don't get a permanent job, I will be able to reach out to 1 or 2 people going to help me with freelance work. I know something's going to come up. I know something's gonna give. I know my children and I are going to be okay. I know we will not sleep hungry. I know we will have a roof over our head. Everything that I'm going to be going through it with my children. We're all going to be okay. And I pray that God puts me in a better, financial situation. And I can't even ask you guys to not skip the ads so I can make money from YouTube. You guys are already not skipping ads. You guys are already viewing my content. All I can do is thank you guys for watching my content. Thank you for sharing my content. That means a lot to me, because the more you share, the more views I get, and the more views I get, the more money I make. So, I'm going to just depend on YouTube to help me with the little things. Big things like rent. Woo, I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I'm faithful. I have faith, and I believe that I'm gonna be okay. I've got the backing support. I've got my sister, I've got my mom, I've got you guys, and one thing I will not do is stay in a situation or in a place where I'm not appreciated, stay in a place where I'm being disrespected, whether it's in friendships, relationships, or even workplace. I will leave when I need to leave. When my time is up, my time is up. I will leave. I don't want to dwell too much on the nitty-gritties of what happened, but I just wanted you, obviously, guys, to give you an understanding and kind of background of why I woke up and decided this ain't it for me. I needed to do better for myself, and most importantly for my children. I feel like, you know what, as much as I've said everything that I said, I don't think that I've got the personality for corporate. It's just not in me. I don't know how to put a mask on. I know a lot of people in corporate put masks on, and when they leave the office, they're just like, fuck, I can finally be myself. I don't know how to be a certain person here and a certain person there. I am who I am, and I think that's why I'm saying that I don't have a personality for corporate. All places want you to suck up to Megan, whether you want a promotion or whether it's just to be liked. All places want that, and I'm not that person. If I like you, I like you. If I don't, I don't. But I'm here to work. I'm a professional person. So that's why I believe that I don't have the personality for corporate. And I remember someone, I hate that I forget people's names when I talk about them here, but I remember someone said to me that she said it's fine, because someone asked me what my aspirations, whatever, and I was just like, I don't care to be a CEO, I don't care to be a manager, I don't care, I just want to make money. And this lady commented, she's just like, yeah, Vela, you have a YouTube personality, so we pray that YouTube works out for you. Just like, I receive, baby girl, I receive, and thank you so much. And thanks to you guys who always fuel me, and thank you for your support, thank you for your comments, thank you for sharing my content, thank you for all of that. Like, I really, really, really do hope that by the time I post this, something would have came up. But if nothing comes up, I know that I'm gonna be okay. I feel like I sound like a broken record now. I've been repeating myself a lot, but I know that I'm gonna be okay. I know my children and I are gonna be okay. It is scary times. I'm really scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. But my faith supersedes my fear. I've ranted enough. I can't even say I hope you enjoyed this video. What's there to enjoy? What's there to enjoy? But you know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to giving you guys content. Like, I'll be giving you guys a day in the life of an unemployed mom, Be a lot of content. Like, I'll have a lot of time. I'll have time for myself. I'll have more time to put into my children if I don't get a job, or if I get a freelance gig. So basically, I'm trying to look at the bright side. The bright side is I'm going to have time for myself. I'm going to have time for my children, and I am going to be a better mother and a better human being. Anyway. Just for the formalities part of it, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.